But what about the other cleaners? This will take a bit of my rambling to describe the situation, but it would explain a lot. Sorry in advance. I remember this because it was my very first job after finishing school, and it didn't last long. After leaving school in 2000 with lack of GCSEs, I didn't do so well due to lack of teachers actually teaching, etc. I needed work. So I looked for whatever job I could. At the time, the only real way to find jobs were through the job center and local weekly newspaper. I found a job through the job center for a cleaner. In fact, it was a local employment agency that advertised through the job center. Employment agencies at that time have a list of employees. They can send those employees to one job or another. As in, one day you could be making sandwiches in Factory A, then the next day you're processing chicken in Factory B. Fortunately, this agency that I got the job with only supplied cleaners for various businesses. I went to a business/industrial estate for my work. There were only 4 buildings: a large office block, a little office cabin, a small tarmac experiment building, and a large construction building. Ignoring the large construction building, the agency was contracted to clean the office block, cabin, and tarmac building. The office block was one of those buildings that have offices for a dozen different companies. I don't remember what business was in the office cabin. The tarmac building was just that. It was owned by a company with tarmac in its name. My manager took me first to the tarmac building, which was a split between offices and garage. I was instructed to empty bins, clean surfaces, and door handles. For the toilets, I had to refill toilet rolls and wipe down sinks. As for the toilets, I was told to squirt the cleaner straight into the water and leave it. I asked why not under the rim and scrub, only to be told just to squirt into the water. I wasn't to go into the garage. Then we traveled across the car park, past the office block, and to the cabin. My duties in the cabin were the same: empty bin, clean surfaces, etc. The same stupid cleaning method for the toilets. I was instructed that I'll be spending 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. for 2 weeks on a probation period, and on my own cleaning these 2 buildings. At that instant, I realized that I was going to be doing a 2-person's job. So for those 2 weeks, I worked hard. I even cleaned the toilets properly. However, during those 2 weeks, I learned that there were 5 female cleaners working on the entirety of the office block. Or should I saw 3 female cleaners? For those 3 hours per day cleaning, there was always 2 of them stood outside drinking coffee/tea that they pinched from the staff kitchen in the building. This left 3 of them to clean. They must have done rock/paper/scissors to see who gets to spend the 3 hours doing nothing but drink and chat. So on the last day of the 2 weeks, my manager followed me around to see how well I'm working. Then at the end of the 3 hours, I was told that I've failed my probation and will no longer be employed by them. When I asked why, I was told that I wasn't working hard enough. When I asked about the other cleaners that weren't doing their job each day, I was told that this is about me, not them. When I asked if it's because I'm male, my manager shrugged and said that it's because I wasn't working hard enough. My arguments fell on deaf ears. And so, that was my first experience with an employment agency. My second and final experience was with another agency that fired me for turning down a 24-hour shift. To make note, employment agencies are also known as zero-hour employment, or whatever they're called. As in, they can fire you on the spot for no apparent reason, and they can do it legally.